Hello, we are Geeks Assembled, and we are back here again. And it's still our Christmas month, our month of Christmas. And tonight we are going to be talking about Christmas Homecoming, a Hallmark film. And let's jump straight in. Let's go to Susan and Alex, since Susan chose this Christmas. Well, what shall I call it? I've got a few things to call it. Let's move on. Go ahead, Susan.
All right. Christmas Homecoming is a beautiful romantic movie about a soldier's wife who has lost her husband of a couple of years ago, and she is attempting to normalize life and stuff like that, and in that process there's a fella, a local guy who is a business tycoon who is trying to win her affection, and this man is, doing everything in his power to, woo her. It takes her to really nice dinners and stuff, and he's at this point with her, and uh, a military fella needs a place to stay, and he finds her little. First of all, he sees her story about this antiques, or not antiques, but a museum that is they're trying to save or whatever, and in this museum there are things that there's a guy who runs it, and there's a bunch of like antiques and stuff like that. Okay, and he sees her talk on the television about it, and then he finds her little advert for a renter, and he becomes her renter, her lodger, and very much like Lodger in Doctor Who, there's a kismet that happens, and then there's this magic, and he helps her to regain the Christmas spirit and decorate her home, and he goes so far as to help her, fix up her husband's motorcycle that he had bought to fix up, and I mean that's a really really amazing part, and then he goes and he enlists, but the first thing he re-enlists, but the first thing he does is he asks her to marry him, and she says yes. So that's pretty much the whole story.
Really, and trust me, viewers, it's as boring as Susan makes it out.
It's not boring. It's not really boring at all. It's quite nice. It's quite romantic. And
I can't believe you paid that much attention to the film. And then he finds the motorbike, and then he goes outdoors, and then they play with snow, and then they make a Christmas tree, and then they.
You gotta let me finish. And Michael Shanks is in it, and he is amazing. And all power to Michael Shanks, because he's a really great Canadian actor, and he's the best Canadian actor, or close anyway. He, really, really fun movie, and so I enjoyed it, and I don't think everybody in this cast will agree with me, and that's the sad thing. But
No. I haven't said anything else.
I'll let Alex say what he thinks. He may not even.
I just want to point out that Lee absolutely enjoyed this film. Lee loved it.
Okay, well, this is the similar vein to the Lifetime movie channel, the Hallmark movie channel.
It is a Hallmark movie.
Where they are getting, and it's owned almost somewhat quarterly by both ABC, Hearst, or Disney, or one of those companies. And it's been going on since basically the 90s. This isn't a bad movie. But I don't necessarily find it romantic. But that being said, it is somewhat mild mannered, which is fine. Of course, it is also starting to get a little bit of the stereotype of either in the 90s they had a lot of, and it's supposed to be catered toward women, but they had a lot of either female empowerment or the male partner is bad and the female partner is suffering, and or as in this case, everybody's in a sort of a melancholy mood, and Christmas will bring everything back, and everybody will be happy. And it's very American in that respect. That just because it's Christmas now, everybody's nice and sweet and in love and all this other sort of slightly ridiculous stuff. Slightly, but it's not a bad movie, and it's not bad actors. But yeah, I mean,
you really like the female lead. You've seen her in other stuff.
Well, originally she was in Buffy.
I bet you really like the female lead. I bet.
Yeah, I didn't say that. But originally she was in Buffy and Angel back 20 years ago in the 90s. But yeah, that's basically how they follow it. There is a couple of other actresses that I still like, that Alicia Witt and a couple of other actresses where that is part of the work that they do during the year, is to actually be having syndicated movies on Ion television or Hallmark television or whatever. Because the movies aren't exactly, totally different either. So it's a little bit of a trope. And I'm very grateful that yesterday I was watching I Love Lucy, a Big Van Dyke Christmas specials, as opposed to these versions, which
but this one
are
was
not
nice.
as sweet. This was pretty good considering. I mean, there
was the whole military part of it, right?
Well, of course.
You also connected with?
Well, I'm not in the military. So.
No, but you connected with it in a certain...
Was there a military theme? It never mentioned it in the film.
Okay, never mind.
They mentioned it in the film. Anyway, it's very American. It's very American. We love museums. We love military people. We love Christmas. It's a very American movie. I did want some British cynicism in it, but apparently they couldn't do that.
No.
So.
Can I just say there was no humour in the film at all. The film was totally lacking any humour.
It isn't supposed to be humorous. It's supposed to be.
Yeah, but it's not natural if it's not humorous, because life is humorous.
It's supposed to be sweeping romance.
So
sweeping
Alan,
summit.
Are you saying that you want the Santa Claus with Tim Allen and Martin Short? Is that what you want?
Well, I just want a bit of humour in it.
Yeah, there wasn't much humor.
It isn't supposed to be funny.
This is where women.
She was so dour through the whole thing. She was so miserable through the whole thing.
She was dour.
You just wanted to slap her.
Yeah. Well, like I said, that's the whole point of the movie, is that she needs her French.
She's moping. Oh, I lost my husband 2 years ago.
It's very American. She meets her Prince Charming, and they start, bonding, and then they fall away.
I didn't see that bit. That's a totally different film. I must watch it again.
Yeah, but it's American. Don't forget it's American. So,
yeah.
We have to have this incurable optimism.
Yes.
And a dog and a couple of kids. You're watching Full House. You're not watching.
I do agree. A bit of bonding with Michael Shanks would have made it a bit more appealing.
Oh, did you want to change the which, did you?
Oh my God.
Alex, what is your mind thinking of? Susan, where are you putting that microphone?
All right, well, we're done. So
You're done now. All right. He needs a drink after that. Let's go to Brian. If he's there.
I'm sorry, is it my turn now?
Yep, it's your turn. Christmas Homecoming.
Christmas Homecoming, okay.
Any thoughts on it?
Any thoughts? Well, that is a very good question, Alan. My thoughts upon this film is a typical Hallmark film, a fucking, absolutely fucking typical Christmas Hallmark film. I absolutely expect nothing more from what came with this movie.
You enjoyed it then?
It wasn't true. I liked it. I did like it, but I expect nothing less from what came within this film. It's a typical Hallmark film.
And Brian, can I just pick you up on something?
What?
Did you really need to swear?
Sorry for dropping the F-bomb to you guys. It's typical. It's absolutely typical from what to be within a Hallmark film. Female lead, romance, female lead falling for a guy, set it on Christmas, no less. Always Hallmark films set on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. It's typical, and quite frankly, it's a little bit much. Again, I like the film. I did like it, but it's a little bit much for every fucking time on the damn thing, on the channel, on the network, to be playing Christmas movies all year round, even when it's not Christmas. That's typical Hallmark for you. But hey, enough nitpicking, but I did like the film.
After that, you liked the film?
I did like the film. It was enjoyable, but the thing that stood out and I liked the most was the female lead herself, which was Julie Benz, because I liked her and grew up with her on Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel. And she was also in another TV series that I enjoyed later on within the years. Well, actually, two more TV series later on within the years, which was Dexter and Continuum. I mean, not Continuum, Defiance. Yeah. It was called Defiance and Dexter with those two other TV series other than Buffy and Angel. So, any acting with Julie Benz, I absolutely enjoy and love seeing her in. But why did it have to be
Well, the problem is, Brian, all the characters are just stereotypes. They're just stereotypical. They're just bland.
Exactly.
It's a bit, in a way, it's I don't know, it's slightly sexist in that way, I feel.
It's bland.
Like the woman has to be a certain way, the man has to be a certain way, etc. And it's like, can't you give them any other attributes?
Oh yeah, it's bland and it's a bit much. A typical Hallmark. Again, it's just a typical Hallmark film. So those are my thoughts upon the movie.
She wasn't really a strong woman, was she? She's just stereotypical.
No comment. I don't want to go there.
Okay. Let's go to Lee then. Will Lee go there with his nuts?
Beg your pardon.
I could trust you. It's well known that Lee will go anywhere with his nuts. There ain't a place that Lee won't go without his nuts.
All right, Alan. You forget that people weren't here for the beginning point of our conversation before the podcast started. So all of these comments just seem like they're coming out of thin air, but it comes from our relationships prior to our podcast. Okay, go on.
Thank you for clearing that up, Susan.
Yes.
Now to Lee, because you really enjoyed this film, didn't you, Lee? You had a great time watching this. You were telling me how much you watched it 4 times in total.
This is what I hate the most about made-for-TV movies, especially Hallmark. Boring, bland, badly acted. It was just dull. you know, okay, yes, they had some Christmas lights. Ooh, it's Christmas. It was, as Alex said, it's patriotic, you know, the American military stuff like that. Yeah, I get that. But as Alex has mentioned a few times, the woman was just dull, boring. She didn't want to do anything all the way through. But it's just, as Brian says, typical Hallmark romanticism, which it's just dull TV. And it just didn't do it for me. Even if it was a Christmas TV movie, it was better at the bottom of the dustbin, really, because it was utter crap. Over to you, Alec.
Yeah, but tell us what you really think.
I loved it. I loved it.
I think it's worse than utter crap. Because it's not even bad in an enjoyable way. Like some films can be bad, but they're quite entertaining, but they're bad. But this was just bland. This was just nothing happened throughout. It just had the same tone, the same pace. There was no excitement. There was no, nothing really happened. Wow, they're decorating a tree. Wow, they're having a snowball fight. Wow, he's fixing her ex-part, the dead husband's motorbike. Oh, wow. And Lee mentioned the Christmas lights. Well, it's like, well, I can see Christmas lights by looking out my window. I don't need to watch this film to see it.
Okay, well, again, that's the thing. You have the American dichotomy of Miracle on 34th Street, which part of that movie isn't as sweet as people remember, but it is a good movie, and you have different characters. And then you have It's a Wonderful Life, which is wonderful, but it's too sentimental. So I think they're trying to toe the line.
And a bit morbid.
Yeah, they're trying to.
The problem is that I found was it was constantly just shoehorning, forcing in the military aspect.
Right,
How many times did the camera dedicate to the photo of the dead husband?
Right.
Like just random shots of the dead husband several times throughout the film of the photo. And it was just like shoehorned in. Oh, just in case you forgot from like 2 minutes ago when we last showed you. Yeah, this is what her husband looked like. Yep. Oh, we need to show it again,
Well, again, that's
that's
the other issue, is that they're trying to toe the line between those two movies that I just said. They don't want to do Ernest Saves Christmas, so they can't go down that road. And then they have, unfortunately, a lot of actors in there that are sort of either on sci-fi shows, or they were on comedy movies, or they were on, they were like the third, I shouldn't say the third. They were like the fourth or fifth person in a movie or a TV show. And now they're second or first, like a lot of redheads too, and a lot of women that were on comedy movies in the 90s. So now they're doing sort of a stylized TV movie of they're depressed, or they're overworked, or they had some family member die, and because it's Christmas, they sort of got brought together, introduced to a guy that they end up falling in love with at the end of the movie. So if you really want to see something like that, just like you want to see a horror movie to get scared, if you want to see a movie like that, then I guess they do the job. The funny thing is, they've made millions and millions of dollars off of this. So I could go to 5 different sources, online or not, just like now there's a TV network called Ion, which usually plays CBS TV series like Criminal Minds and all that. And now they've been showing Christmas stuff all day. Even now, it's not even Christmas yet.
I do have to say that I do think, I don't agree with Lee that the acting's bad, because I don't think the acting is bad here. It's just the script.
Yeah.
It's the dialogue. It's unnatural. Oh,
Yeah.
I believe in the magic of Christmas.
Well, that's what I mean. If it's a bad script, it comes across as bad acting.
Yeah.
And no, and I agree with what Alid said. It needed some injection of humour. If you had a little bit of humour in this, it could have worked a lot better. Because you do have humour in life, even if her husband is dead. There has to be humour. It's about Christmas, and be happy, be funny. And there was no humour whatsoever. 100% humourless.
It was just dull. It was just dull. It was just bland. And I feel like the last 25 minutes were just really forced out. It really dragged on, like her running to the bus after him, and the 1 year later. The only good thing I say about the film would be if they did the 1 year later and it turns out he died as well. Then that would have got a higher score.
That would have been too depressing. I mean, remember, it's
no, but that would have been funny. That would have been funny if he died. If she skipped to 1 year later and she gets the phone call, oh, your partner's dead. That would have been hilarious.
Alan, what kind of funny would that be?
That would have been hilarious.
Does it help to remind people?
Or he bursts into the house and guns her down.
Oh no! Hey, babe. Anyway, does it help? Does it help to remind people that this is owned by A&E, the Hearst Corporation, or Walt Disney? They're not going to do.
Can I just say something as well? Can I just say something as well?
Sure. It's too dark.
During the middle of the film, they kind of forgot all about raising the money for the museum. They just kind of forgot about it because it just went away for a while. And it appears at the end of the film just to be tagged on.
You wouldn't have the romance if she was really, really working. You know what I mean?
But they needed to show just the thing to start to just say, like, bookend.
Oh, and how contrived was that bidding? How contrived was that bidding?
Yeah.
Everything about this movie is contrived. It's contrived to make you fall in love.
Oh, so you're saying it's a very boring rom-com?
I'd have bidded for this movie to end.
It's a romance, not a romantic comedy.
It's a comedic thing, all right?
It isn't funny. It's very romantic.
I'd have put my hand up for this to end. I'd have bidded for this to end. Yep.
Well, like I said,
paid $30K for it to be over.
Yeah, they've made millions off of it. So, like I said, you have people like Julie Benz, Eliza Donovan, Regina King. You have other. I mean, even the studio realized that they had too many people of a certain appearance.
Yeah.
So they had to start putting in, Latin and all of this,
Right. And the other thing is, it's like there are like American British Christmas movies that have the humor, but they're not romances. They're the ones with Sylvester McCoy in it. They're the ones with who else is like oh my God, I'm drawing a blank, but those are a different whole kind of Christmas movie. They're the funny ones. They're the ones that don't have sweeping romance. They're just a bit of like bright and sparkle for your Christmas. But this one is like, to sweep you up in romance. It's not. It's like reading a Harlequin novel. It's not.
Oh dear, that's even worse.
It's not like reading a little Douglas Adams or Terry Pratchett.
You just want Michael Shanks to sweep you away. That's the truth of it.
This one is just a Hallmark with a hint of drama and romance. That's what a Hallmark.
Can I ask, where was the drama?
Oh, they had drama.
What's the drama?
This wasn't good.
Sorry, military things are dramatic.
No, they're not. This isn't.
Yeah.
Again, this is nothing more but Hallmark doing its thing with Christmas films every year.
There you go, Brad. Remember, it's a lifetime Hallmark combination. Right? That's what it is.
Just
But it's not as bad as we're saying, but it's definitely not as good as it should be.
And not only was it on Hallmark, it was,
all right. You know what? I'd suggest that we drop the center portion of this cast or just go to our final say and score.
but not only it was on Hallmark,
Favorite moment.
not only it was on Hallmark, it was on Hallmark Movie Mystery Channel.
There-
Yeah, it is a mystery why it was made. I agree.
Where's the mystery? Where's the mystery to this film? I don't know.
Okay, let me put it this way. I've changed over to Ion Television. You know what I see in the here? They've got holly, they've got garland, they have a woman who walks in, very long blonde hair. The dog is sitting on the floor in a beautiful Christmas colored thing. That's basically what the movie is, basically.
Yeah, there was even
At one point in the film, at one point in the film, she was fascinated by her own fence. What the hell was that about?
Welcome to Full House, Alan. Welcome to Full House.
She just walks up to her gate like all amazed and looks at it. Wow.
fixed it.
Yeah, well, that's also because those fences cost $6,000.
It's a
They
fence.
cost $6,000. You want to look at it too.
I mean,
Sorry.
Come on.
Welcome.
I mean, it was all contrived. The birthday of the father and all that. Oh, it was all just shoehorned in to make it longer,
Howard,
to make us suffer longer.
It's Christmas. Yeah, hang
End the suffering.
Go ahead.
Howard, welcome to the Hallmark Christmas movies here in America.
It's TV
Thank you for that
Christmas.
intro, Brian.
It's TV Christmas family love. That's what it is. Sorry.
Anyway,
Family love? Are you kidding me? So family love that they have on here. Romance, gushy crap.
Alex is having too much fun here. That can't be allowed. Let's move to Lee for favourite moments. Favourite moments, Lee.
Oh, favorite moments. It would have
If
been.
you choose one, I'll give you the money myself.
It would have been if it was my director's cut, and I would have agreed with Alec that a year later they found out he died.
That would have been funny. That would have made it for me.
That would have brought the humour back into it. To be honest, maybe, I don't know, a sister who was a bit nosy, poking her business into her private affairs, was trying to, arrange them to get off of
Didn't
each.
go anywhere. Didn't go anywhere.
Didn't go anywhere, and she was an awful actress. There is no favourite bits about it. The credits.
There was no conflict or anything, was there? There was no conflict, no.
No, it was just a steady line all the way through.
Yeah, it was just bland. Yeah, that's what I mean. It was just the same all the way through. Yeah, there was no development of anything.
Yeah, and for a Christmas movie as well, it didn't grab you as a Christmas festivity thing, because
No,
you were that brought down by her being depressed for nearly 70 minutes of the movie. It didn't feel like Christmas to me.
It was more than they were focusing more on the military aspect, weren't they, than the Christmas aspect?
Now, let me ask you a question. Now, I know, and even America knows, that this Love Actually movie that came out, I mean, that is a rom-com and a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
And I've basically seen it. Now, do they still play that in England a lot, or have they finally changed to another movie?
No, they play that.
All right, so every year, what do they play in terms of Christmas, in terms of the month of December? Does England replay movies that are already out?
All the time, we're replaying movies from the 50s.
Is there the BBC, except for December 25th or December 26th? They don't make anything in England with their own TV movies or whatever?
No, don't make Christmas movies. No.
Oh, they don't. Okay, so we may have to bear this in mind. But like I said, it's American. So yeah, they want to have, the military, we're very proud of them. The Christmas, everybody's happy, Not that it's true, but that's what they want to say. Yeah, so.
Okay. Just let him finish.
So we need your favorite moments.
All right. Well, I will say that my favorite moments were when he comes to her and brings her when he brings her the ring at the end. That was
Oh,
so
God.
romantic.
Oh.
And
Oh.
when he is struggling whether or not to re-enlist, and he donates his re-enlistment to the museum. That was another really beautiful moment. And I just think it's a really beautiful movie.
I mean, there are parts that were nice, but again, it's pretty much a.
What parts were nice?
I mean, again, they had the military thing, which they're gonna do. You have everybody has a house. Nobody has an apartment or a small apartment in these
Oh,
movies.
no, they all have lovely big houses, I know. Yeah.
So, I mean, again, they had actors in it. It's just that they were
They
doing.
just didn't act.
They were doing a paint by numbers. Let's reach these 5 goals. Let's have it very romantic. So if any women are watching, they like it. It wasn't really a movie or a good movie that you have conflict or you have difference or you have.
There was a conflict.
Yeah, a little bit.
There wasn't any conflict. There was no conflict in the film.
Yeah, there's no conflict. If there was, it
There
was
was a
absolutely
conflict
cool.
whether or not he was going to. It was his.
Oh, come off it. No, there wasn't. No, come off it. That's not proper conflict.
Bullshit.
Those are emotional conflicts.
Oh, there was a bit of drama though. There was a bit of drama, Alan, and I bet you were biting your nails down to the quick.
Towards the end, when they were doing the auctioning.
Yes, when there was auctioning against each other. Now that was nail biting. That was nail biting.
Yeah.
Oh God, I was on the edge of my seat.
I left the media. Oh my
means
God,
come
there
out.
was an auction going on.
That was kind of sweet, though. It was almost like they were betting against each other for her.
Oh,
God,
please.
with that hat on, he looks just like the thing on his jumper. Doesn't he? That's uncanny, that is. God, the ears are the same, everything. The mouth, the eyes. Wow.
Oh well.
So is that all your favourite moments, Susan? So you don't have any favourite moments now?
I already said of them.
She doesn't have any favourite moments.
No, it was
Let's go to Brian. Brian, favourite moments?
Maybe move
No,
on.
he's given up the will to live. Well, I would say my favourite moments, but honestly, there aren't any. There aren't any. There are no favourite moments in this film. I mean, what can you pick? I cannot pick a scene. It's just all very flat. It goes straight across. It's all just very. I can see why some people find this enjoyable. Susan, I can see why you like it because it's patriotic. It's got Michael Shanks in, and you want to be Amanda. You want to hold him in your arms and things like that. And that's fine. But it's just very, for anybody else, it's just flat. It's just like a plank of wood.
a plank of wood has got a lot more character.
There's just nothing to it. I mean, I can't add anything else. There's nothing to it.
Uh,
Brian hasn't got any favourite moments. He's refusing to speak.
What? I never said anything.
Well, what's your favourite moments then?
Seeing as we asked you about 4 times, you never replied.
I didn't hear you. Okay?
What's your favourite moments then?
I was researching something, okay? Anyway.
The plot of the film.
Shut up. First of all, that never happened. Was maybe once.
Let me know when you do find that plot.
That never happened. Absolutely never happened.
Make
Maybe
sure you
once.
bury it.
It probably happened only once, okay? But other than that. Anyway, favorite moments. Probably none of them.
Okay, it was a decent looking.
Okay. But I will say though that the aspect of like celebrating Christmas and having the veterans and soldiers within a story is nice. And
See, I knew the Americans would like the soldiers. Americans are obsessed with soldiers.
I know. I'm just saying that. I think just saying that it's nice and decent for a holiday movie, like to like have for like the soldiers, the people that actually are soldiers.
See, you've basically fallen into the trap of Hallmark. Oh, because it's got Christmas in it and it's got soldiers, it must be good.
Look, I'm not
Doesn't
saying.
mean it's good.
I'm not saying that. I'm
You
just.
did.
I'm not saying that.
You did.
Look.
Oh, it's got Christmas and soldiers.
Let me ask you something. If you had a family member or even a friend that's a soldier, would you?
No, because if it's a shit film, it's a shit film. I don't give a shit.
Hey, wouldn't it be nice to see them around the holidays? Ask yourself that.
Yeah, but this is a film, Brian.
I'm not saying
It's a film.
I'm not saying
This is reality.
I'm just asking in general if it was actually happened to you. Would it be nice?
What if my brother was away abroad in the army?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd be thankful. I would be.
There you go. So that I'm just saying that it was nice and a good thing, especially like around the holidays. That's all I'm saying. Okay. But other than that, the film I don't think would have any good parts. It's a Hallmark film. It's a typical Hallmark thing. So I'm not going to say favorite moments.
Right, Alex was in the middle of saying something.
Okay, guys. I mean, like I said, it's not a terrible movie. It's just not a very good movie. It's basically there to have a little bit of filler with some of the actors, like I said, that you know from either a very low budget rom-com or a very low budget TV show. And that's the way it is. I mean, some of them, some years, they had people from the CW network. Other years, they had people from the WB network in the 90s, you know? I mean, it depends also on what movie you want to watch. If you want to watch a horror movie, they're going to have the tropes from a horror movie.
But
If
this
you want to
one
watch
isn't.
a romance, you're going to have romance.
This is not a horror movie, Susan.
I know, but
If
I'm
it was...
just saying. No, I know it isn't, but what I'm saying is...
No, actually, it is a horror movie.
No, but what I'm saying is they're going to have the elements that are there. They're going to have...
Right.
So this is a... Let's feel good about Christmas and the soldiers, and we're all in a very big, beautiful house.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah.
And there's the romance.
Well, you know, what they should have done instead of making this film is donate what money would have gone towards this film and donate it to veterans for Christmas. That would have been so much better.
But then who would be kissing who on the screen? I mean, really?
You just want to kiss Michael Shanks. I keep telling you this, people. All Susan wants to do is kiss Michael Shanks. She's fancied him for ages, ever since he's been in Stargate. Yep. And now she sees him all buffed up in a military uniform, and she thinks, "Oh yes, I've got to get."
But it's like that. That's what they do. They grab these awesome actors with,
Awesome. Okay,
beautiful, beautiful little romances, and they make a movie.
And then Susan starts to sing "Up Where We Belong."
Oh no! In this film, it did have a Mamma Mia moment, didn't it? Like with Pierce Brosnan when Michael Shanks started singing. Was it Jingle Bells? He started singing or something.
Well, they had to get Christmas in it somehow.
Yeah, he started singing it in the garage where he's fixing the motorbike. I thought, oh God, no!
It was singing "Oh Holy Night" with the guitar.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. So let's go to final say and score. Let's go to Brian.
All right, final say and score.
Yeah.
Final say and score. Okay. Well, judging by this film for Hallmark, the key ingredients is Christmas, 2 main leads, female guy, and then romance. So with those ingredients for a Hallmark film, I would probably have to give this film a 4 out of 10.
Because it's got Christmas in and it's got a man and a woman in it, it's a 4 out of 10. You've got very low standards, Brian. That's all I can say.
Hey, those are the main ingredients.
Take much to please you.
Those are the main ingredients for a typical Hallmark film. Sue me.
Okay, how much for?
You could sue me just for like $2,000-$3,000.
Okay, I'll let my lawyer know. Let's go to Alex and Susan. This is going to be interesting.
All right. Contrary to probably everybody else on this cast, I'll give this a 10. I love it. I think it's really fun. And that's why I chose it. I wouldn't have chosen a piece of wreck, no matter what you guys think. But that's why we do these casts, because, obviously everybody thinks differently than I do. Here's Alex.
All right, so it's not a terrible movie. It's just not a very good movie. And again, it's a paint by numbers, formulaic thing. And
I'd rather be doing paint by numbers.
That's why I said like a horror movie or a rom-com or whatever, that it's not a bad, okay, fine, but I'm saying in terms of the genre, it's okay. It plays to the American, it tugs on the heartstrings. Everybody deep down wants a little romance in life. And these movies, unfortunately, play to that, and sadly. It's not like us boys that we're very British and we understand that you have to be cruel and cynical in life, but,
But you're cynical, yeah, you're right. You are completely correct.
Maybe. But anyway. No, its heart is in the right place. But yeah, it doesn't really have a contrast. It doesn't really have interesting characters. But
doesn't really have a plot.
This was, let's everybody be happy. We're in our house. We're proud of the soldiers, and we're happy it's Christmas. And that's basically the message of the movie. That's what they wanted to do. They didn't really want to challenge the audience. They didn't really want to challenge the viewer. And a lot of movies are like that. And remember, this is a TV movie. Most TV movies really don't have the actual fortitude to say, we're going to challenge a viewer, we're going to change the script every 5 minutes, or we're going to challenge, the story. They're not doing that. You're just along for the ride. You're watching TV. Remember, you got commercials too. So it's not going to be like a real movie where they're going to have a really high budget and super actors and super music and really challenge the viewer. They're there to, it's a feel-good piece. That's what it is.
Did you two watch it together?
Yeah, we did.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
was you snuggling up?
It wasn't bad, but I'd rather be, reading the Seawolf.
No. I want to know, was you snuggling up on the sofa?
Tell me what the score was.
All right, I'll give it about a 7. I'll give it a 7.
And yes, we snuggle.
You were snuggling up. Oh, see, that's nice.
She doesn't. I also have to say this so she doesn't get too mad.
You're just saying 7, just to keep your relationship going. You're going to say 7.
Well, do you want to be with a woman who's in a bad mood? No, you don't.
Just to stay living in the flat for tonight. You're going to say 7.
Hold it. Let's not go there.
I love him. I wouldn't kick him out, but I'm glad he liked the movie with
But
me.
you've got to beat him down. I agree. You've got to beat him down. Yeah, I agree.
Okay, discipline. Yeah.
His real score, Susan, is a 4.
No, that's a little cruel.
5. His real score's a 5.
Anyway,
Yes, I
moving
got it.
moving on.
It's a 5. His real score's a 5, Susan. Now, let's see what Lee made of this film. Give us a score, Lee. What's your final say and score?
Well, it had, it looked okay. Christmas. It had romance, had patriotism. But as you say, it fell flat on its face. It was dull. There was no plot. It was, what was it, 1 hour 24 minutes? It was 1 hour 24 minutes too long for me.
1 hour and 24 minutes, yeah.
That was way too long. This, to me, gets a big fat 0.
Susan's face.
Holy crap, dude.
And that's from Lee, who actually scores things fairly. He actually stays within the bounds of scoring, not like us who give things a billion out of 10.
Yeah, well,
I have to say, though, if you going into Hallmark, if you guys watch any of these films, and I please hope that you God never do.
I have seen Hallmark movies, and I know. And the trouble is, as soon as I put it on and I realised it was Hallmark, I went, Susan, what have you done to us?
Have you noticed?
Even the woman at the beginning's annoying.
Have you noticed that Hallmark movies are exactly the same thing and exactly the same plot, even though it's like different characters and everything? The same
because the most only use the same writing group.
Script, yeah, they use the same script.
Yeah.
Copy and paste the script, just change the name of the characters.
Anyway, that's mine. Anyway, mine is a big 0.
But even at the very beginning, I knew this film was going to be bad. When that announcer was, because at the beginning, there's like this announcer person saying what film was coming up, and I just thought, oh no, Susan, what have you let us in? I knew it was bad because Lee watched it before me. Because I did Google it because I didn't know anything about the film, and I saw some images of it, and I just thought, oh my God, I'm never going to sift through this. And then Lee told me how bad it was, and to be fair, I managed to sit through the entire thing, and I think that is only because Michael Shanks of Stargate was in it. I think if he wasn't in it, I don't think I would have sat through the whole thing, because I do like him as an actor, so for the fact that he is in it, I am going to give it a much higher score than what I would do, because I like Michael Shanks. So it's definitely getting a higher score than what I would give it if it wasn't with him. And because Susan does like it, I have to give it a higher score as well. And this film is perfectly fine for people who enjoy this type of thing, like Susan. So for Susan, for Michael Shanks, it's going to get a 1.
Oh, yeah, one. Oh, one.
It's got Michael Shanks in it. I had to see him.
You must not like Michael Shanks that
Oh,
much.
well, one as compared to what? A negative 50?
Yeah, you know what? You know what? I think I'll change my score too. I think I'll give it like maybe a 0 like Lee.
Oh, dear. Wow, guys.
Whoa.
Wow. See, next time you pick a movie, somebody better die in
Okay,
it. Otherwise,
okay.
then I give it a
So,
score.
all right, because you ripped this one so bad, and I had suggested the Tomorrow People earlier.
Yeah.
Which was worse? I want you to go around and say which was worse. Lee, what's your answer? Which one was worse?
I love the Tomorrow People. This was worse.
Oh, dear.
Alan, which was worse?
They're both bad. They're both awful. But I would say that out of two, I would say that this is worse.
Okay.
All right, Brian, which one was worse?
This one, definitely.
All right, Alan.
No, I like them both, but not as much as you do.
No, you don't, Alex. Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
You can't do a loophole.
Here's the thing. You're probably not going to have Martin Scorsese directing a sci-fi or a Christmas special. So,
Okay,
if you're looking for really challenging stuff, it's not going to happen.
So which one? He didn't answer the question.
Because he means this one's worse. He thinks this one's worse.
Yeah, it's a little bit worse. But that's all right.
Yeah, he said it's worse. Okay. All right, fine. That's all I have to say. I love this movie. I hope you guys do watch it. I don't care what anybody in this cast says. Enjoy it.
Yep. And on that note, I would like to thank everybody here for joining me. I'd like to thank you for watching. And join us next week for another podcast. Look after yourself. Take care. We will see you next time.